Tonight, we're taking a quiet journey into medieval Europe, not the dramatic version with clashing swords, roaring kings and heroic quests, but the real world beneath it. A world shaped by slow mornings, creaking wooden doors, and the hushed rhythm of a life lived close to the earth. As we explore the lives of peasants, monks, masons, and nobles, the goal is not excitement, but immersion and atmosphere gentle enough to let your thoughts drift and eventually carry you into sleep. We'll begin with the world most people knew, the quiet, muddy, often cold mornings of the medieval peasant. The first sound isn't an alarm, but the crow of a rooster, a cow lowing in a nearby byre, or the shuffling of feet on an earthen floor. The air is thick with the smell of damp earth, wood smoke, and livestock. Breakfast isn't a grand affair. It's likely a piece of dark, dense bread, perhaps dipped in ale, or a simple porridge of oats or barley. It's a life dictated by the sun and the seasons, a slow and steady rhythm that has been the same for generations. From the open fields, let's move to the cloistered life of a reluctant monk. Picture stone walls that seem to absorb sound, creating a profound silence. For many, monastic life was a calling. For others, it was an obligation, a path chosen for them by their family. Imagine being a young man, perhaps one who dreamed of a different life, now bound to a routine of prayer, labor, and study. His day begins long before sunrise with the tolling of a bell for matins. The chanting of psalms fills the space, a repetitive, hypnotic sound that becomes the soundtrack of his existence. His work might be in the scriptorium, carefully copying manuscripts with a quill pen, the only sound the gentle scratch on vellum. Or perhaps he tends the monastery gardens, his hands in the soil, his thoughts wandering beyond the high walls. There's a deep peace in this structured world, but for some it was also a quiet cage. Now, let's wander beneath the grand cathedrals alongside the masons who built them. These were not just laborers. They were artists, engineers, and keepers of secrets. Imagine the worksite at the base of a rising cathedral, a chaotic yet organized symphony of sound. The air is filled with fine white dust that coats everything. They pass their knowledge down through guilds, using secret marks to identify their work. Finally, we step inside a castle. Not for a battle, but to see what the nobility actually did on a long, largely uneventful day. Forget the constant feasts and tournaments. For a noble lady, much of her day was spent managing the household. This was a massive undertaking, like running a large corporation. She oversaw the kitchens, the larders, the weaving, and the well-being of hundreds of staff and retainers. Her days were filled with logistics, correspondence, and needlework, often in a drafty, cold stone room. Do hit like and subscribe. Complete video link is in the description.